that you yourself, you are a brand store. Now, earlier I used to be somebody who was employed in a company, who was a Toastmasters. But since I started my YouTube, I am a brand. Wherever I go, I carry the tag of my brand, my channel with myself. So when you think of a brand, what are the first and foremost important thing that comes to your mind? Anybody from the audience?
What
So
exactly is
when
this all about? Go ahead, Ankur. Sorry.
okay, so when I think of a brand, I think of the kind of trust that a brand established. I think of the kind of following that this particular product or this particular organization has, and also the kind of quality and the value add it offers to me.
So thank you, Ankur, for that wonderful answer. As Ankur rightly said, when you think of a brand, you think of the values associated to that brand, the trust, credibility, all those things that that brand represents. So when we think of a brand, the first and foremost thing, just like a person or anything per se, the first important thing is a name, a tagline, and a description. So just like Nike has this amazing tagline and the brand name Nike, very simple, one word and everybody can easily remember. And a very simple tagline, just do it. So similar to Nike, we must have a title of a channel that is very easy to remember. Ideally, I would say you should take two words, if not one, because people are often lazy to type long titles and they don't want to take that much work. So the best thing, the ideal work that we must do as content creators is create a channel name. Although people don't give it a thought, but this is something that should be given a thought, because a brand name, just like anything in the world, it is something that represents you. Wherever you go, whatever you represent, that is that one single brand. So ideally, I would say when you're talking about brand, we should take two word brand name. The first, that represents something generic, that's not very hard to remember, and then the second word should present something specific about your niche, about something that you're doing. So like Manvinder has a channel, Beyond Shiksha. So simple, sweet, two-word title that's easy to remember, and you can go a long way from here. And tagline is also something that you can have. If you're a new YouTuber, you can maybe skip it. But once you establish yourself, it is so very important to have your own tagline, because that tagline defines you, just like a brand tagline defines a brand. Now moving on, channel logo. So as you can see, I have put a screenshot of my own channel, and you can see the logo right now is my own photograph, because right now I have not designed a proper logo for myself. So logo is also something that's really, really important. New YouTubers uh, might consider it not very important, but once they establish themselves, this portion or this part is also very important, because this logo defines what you do. And this is like an identifier, like a badge that you wear every time you go outside or wherever you go. So this is one thing that you should always take into consideration whenever you're starting off a channel. Just do some research. There are some couple of sites that also provide names for brands. Yeah, giving a thought to the name, tagline, logo is really, really important. Now comes the channel art. So have you seen a brand, and right outside that brand there's a big hoarding or a big logo of that brand, what it stands for? Just like that is the channel art. So as you can see, I have designed a simple logo for my own channel, wherein I have listed 3 important things that my channel represents. The first and foremost important thing is I provide book summaries of global bestsellers. The second thing that I provide is productivity hacks. And the third thing that my channel provides is personal development tips. So your channel might be from different niche. You might be a chef, you might be a craftsman, you might be in any field, but what you stand for, your channel art should clearly and obviously tell right upfront through your channel art. So I have made this, channel art using snapper.com. You can consider checking this out. It's a wonderful site to create graphics apart from Canva. So moving on to the channel trailer. So just like a movie, when you have to create a hype, what is the first most important thing that you use? A trailer, right? You're intrigued by the characters, right? So similarly, this is your story. This is your brand. How will you tell your story? What are you about? What will you, tell your customers? What do you sell? Because since I told that YouTube is just like a mall and you are a brand, so how will you convince your customers to come and buy from you? And how will you, explain them what you stand for? So this is that one particular thing, that trailer. You can have it like 1 or 2 minute act max. Have it crisp, have it clear. Uh, Tell the people right up front what you stand for, what is your story, and what do you want to give to your audience. Basically, focusing on the value that you would be giving to the audience is very, very important. Now, in our last, as you can see in my channel, I have shown in my homepage only, there is, this tab for the channel for new visitors. This is this channel trailer, but for returning viewers, there is something called as a featured video, which is featured on the top of your channel. So every time some of your subscribers come back, you want to show them the best of yourself, the best video, the best content so far that you have made. Because that one thing that is the best piece that you have created so far, it will intrigue them and they would like to check it out and maybe check out other videos also. So this is something that you should really take care of. These are some really basic amateur things that if you take care of these things, people will engage with your brand, with you, and they will keep coming back to you time and again. So then comes something very interesting called playlist. So just like in a brand, you have different shelves for different things. You don't mix tops and jeans together, right? People will get confused. What are you trying to sell? Just like that, we have something called as playlist. So every time you create some content, make sure you have a separate playlist for that particular content. So for example, I have one series for bestseller summaries. Then I have something called as word of the day, where I discussed 5 GRE GMAT words every day. And then we have something called as thought of the day, where I share with my viewers some intriguing thoughts that I find amazing from the books and podcasts and the blogs that I read. So in this way, you can, share your content and, keep it organized. Because if you don't keep the content organized, the new people who are coming to your channel, they might get confused. They might not get an idea as to what do you want to do. So then we have a social button. So you can attach all your social profiles here. As you can see, I have my Instagram account, my LinkedIn account here. And this is something that helps people to connect with me on a personal basis. And this is something that, helps create audience engagement also. So every time you want to connect to your people, you want to have some suggestions. So this is a great way to engage with your audience. Now, let me just... I don't know. My sorry, I think my slides are interrupted. So far, if anybody has any questions or anything they want to ask, they can chip in.
Taiba, what was you mentioned this particular background that you have created. You took a name of that app. It was not Canva. What was the name of the app that you spoke
It
about?
is snapper.com. Snapper.
Snap,
Snapper.com.
Snapper. Okay,
Yeah,
Snapper.com.
snapper.com. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, any other question that anybody else has related to? So, as you can see here in my slides, this is actually the your whole brand that you can see here. This is your channel art on the top, wherein you can have your photo. I will highly recommend you to have your photo, because when you have your picture, people identify with you and they feel very personal, and they feel a personal connection when they see the picture of the person right in front of them. So yes, this is something that you should do if you're creating your personal brand. Highly recommend you doing that. Apart from that, when you're posting your videos, there's one very important thing that you should all keep in mind, that is the video title. So you would be astonished to know that there is a particular series of video with how to, with the title starting from how to. So you might be into personal development, you might be into any niche, whatever your niche is. If you can solve a viewer's problem, or you can solve a person's problem through your video, that is most important, because every time you help people get through a problem, you get rewarded in the form of views, likes, subscribes, right?
For the day today.
Yes.
With this, I would open our first segment, Law It Up.
Sorry, somebody said something.
And I
No,
suppose
it's all
that
right.
must be
You
a
can go.
background noise. Please continue.
Okay. So when you're going to post a video, the first most important thing is the title, because it is through the title, that is the metadata, that YouTube will search you, or your audience is going to search you. So there's a site called BuzzSumo. Whenever you are posting a video, make sure you check out BuzzSumo. It will help you get the title, the kind of description that you have, and it will also show you all the competitors who are out there in your market competing with you. So you can see the best standards followed by the people that are in your sphere competing against you, and you can follow the best trends from this site called BuzzSumo. So BuzzSumo has some amazing things that that you can do, and BuzzSumo helps you actually know from where your traffic comes, what kind of titles you should have. And one very important thing that a lot of people don't know, and they are not well informed about this, is the hashtags. Yes, hashtags are necessary, but a lot of hashtags create a lot of fuss. At times, if you put a lot of hashtags, your video might be terminated. So keep only 3 relevant hashtags, I would say, that are very relevant to your video, because when you make your title full of hashtags, it confuses the algorithm, that as to what exactly are you trying to do. Are you trying to do some kind of personal development? Are you trying to do something in public speaking? What is it that you want to do? So you have to have 3 most relevant hashtags in your video, and that is very important. So the next important thing is, apart from that, whenever you are, the title is the first most important thing, then is your description, then is, yes. Yes,
Taiba, are
Sarita.
you sharing your slides? We see your channel page only.
uh, I don't know, my actually system is hanging, I'm not able to.
Maybe you can stop sharing and then start again.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, but let me, I don't know what's happening.
No worries, Taiba. 20 minutes over.
Okay. So I would just now, because my system, I don't know why it is not responding. I'm not getting any response from my system. So let's get some response from the audience. If they have any questions for me, anything that they want to ask, please feel free to ask. And I would be happy to share whatever I know from this platform.
Sure. I have a question, Taiba. You mentioned Bus Sumo to get that title. Can you please spell that for me?
BUZZ bus, SUMO, sumo, bus sumo.
Okay, BUZZ. Okay, Bus Sumo. Okay.
Well, Taiba, I do have a
Thank you.
question too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so very much for all the insight you provided. It is really, really helpful. I'm sure everybody would agree with that. As you discuss about, the design parts, I would just wanted to know that how crucial and to what extent a thumbnail, help us get the customer's attention, the eyeballs of the customers. How well does it work?
Yeah. Thumbnail is the most important thing in a video. As you can see in my slide, you don't get a second chance to make the first impression. Your first impression is your thumbnail. Having a great thumbnail is a blessing, because that is the first thing that will bring the first viewer or the first customer to your shop. So it is utterly important that you spend some time in designing good thumbnails. As you can see, this is a thumbnail that I designed from canva.com, and thumbnails are utterly important. Then we have this thumbnail is created using canva.com, and it's very easy to use. Uh, you can simply drag and drop a few things and type it text, and it's a very simple app that you can use. Then there's something called as schedule. Consistency is the key when it comes to YouTube, because if you're not consistent, people are not going to come back to you, because it is your consistency that will help people hook onto you. If you're not consistent, people will not come back. So build a schedule and stick to it. Apart from that, I would really encourage people to ask anything that they have.
So Taib, I have a question. How long do you think making a thumbnail takes, and how can we be more productive on that?
I think thumbnail is something that can be like, when you start off, you might take some time. Obviously, it might take half an hour, maybe 1 hour. But as you get experienced, it does not take a lot of time now, because I've been like experimenting. So I make a thumbnail in like 10 to 15 minutes. So it is not that big of a deal if you are actually, just getting used to the kind of things that are being present, the tools and the things that you're trying. So that is one of the reasons that I'm doing one video every day, because I get to create different thumbnails every day. So that helps me you experiment with a lot of things.
So do you create a number of thumbnails in advance, or do you create whenever you're going to upload the video?
I just create on the go. So for example, today, if I'm taking something, so I would create a thumbnail today itself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Taiba,
However, Yeah. Please go ahead,
So
Ankur.
yeah, so how easy or difficult is it to, catch the summary or catch the essence of your content in that one single thumbnail? What, how do you, manage it?
Yeah, that is a very good question. So I think less is more. When it comes to thumbnail, less is more. Put something really short and really intriguing. Use smileys or emojis, whatever you want, but just try to keep it really short. If you put a lot of content in your design, people will find it very cluttered and maybe not click on it. So keep it really attractive, simple, sweet. The shorter the better, I would say.
All right. Thank you so much.
I have a
uh,
question. So
yeah.
yeah, so how to like increase your average watch duration? Like I have a friend channel that I help her with. So it's sometimes 15 second, 20 second, even it is an educational content. She have around 500, 600 views around every video, but the average duration, how to like some YouTubers put some middle of something from middle of their content in the starting,
Yeah.
but that you can't do in educational content or book summary content that like you have. I don't know, you tried, I will check your channel out surely, but how do you grab attention of a person so they stays till the end?
Okay, this is a very good question that he asked, that how do we hook the audience till the end. So what you can do is, what I do is, I have a question like how to de-stress in like 10 seconds. So that 10-second hack I would give at the end. First I would give different hacks, but that 10-second hack, how to de-stress in 10 seconds, that I will do till the end. So you have to initially only initiate this conversation that there's this 10-second hack that I'm going to give, how to de-stress in 10 seconds. But that for getting that hack, you have to watch the video till the end. So have some kind of hook that will hook the audience till the end. Have some kind of don't give the climax right in the middle or in the beginning. That is so wrong. Give keep the climax for the end. So when you do that, when you keep the climax for the end, so that hooks the audience. Ask something very intriguing, very interesting, and answer it at the end, so that it makes the people watch that video till the end. I hope
Thank
I
you.
made some sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
And just to add to what
Yeah.
Aiba said, I think the only thing would be that how interesting is your content, because if it is not interesting, nobody is going to stay till the end. And the way you can judge is that if you do not know that person, are you going to wait till the end to know what all is there in the video, or you are watching it just, and the reason you said people jump off after 15-30 seconds because you forward it to people on social media and others, and they open because they love you, they care about you, but then they don't find that interesting. So this is like the nirvana question. If we can make our videos interesting, and there are so many different ways to do that, some of them already covered by Taiba. Have some interesting thumbnails so that people be there, give them some hook, and then also make some more animations if you can. Make sure there is some subtitles. So it's like a full 5-day course only on how to make your content more engaging. But we all learn and we all grow with that.
And adding to what Haritosh said, the two more important points I can give. First of all, if you want to keep the audience engaged till the end, show the highlight, 15-20 second highlight right at the beginning, the climax, and then just turn it off. And then say that, I would show, this is the thing that is going to come, but that for knowing that thing, you have to wait till the end. And the second thing is, ask right questions, ask intriguing questions. Questions are the best ways, because when you are hooked on to something really interesting that you want to know, you will watch that thing till the end. And plus there's this thing that Haritosh mentioned, that out of we think that if we forward our video to 200 people on our social media, we would become the the next big thing in YouTube. That is not going to happen. In fact, that can pull you down, because YouTube is works in a very algorithmic way. It identifies people who have a certain interest, and if people leave your video just like that in 15-20 seconds, it identifies that they are not being engaged. So I highly recommend that you don't immediately publish your video on other social networking sites, because when you do that, you are not giving YouTube a chance to get people's attention. So give YouTube a chance so that it showcases you as a new content creator. And when you do that, wait for 2 or 3 days and see how the content goes. And just don't be in a hurry. Just wait for some time, and you would, if you're, the most important thing is, if you create quality content, it might take some time, it might take some extra efforts, but if your content quality is great, you are going to be ranked higher. That is for sure. It might take some time, for sure. Rome was not built in a day, but yes, if you have quality content, people will become hooked to you, they will become addicted. Just like if we read one good novel by one good author, so there's a good chance we'll read the second novel and the third novel also. It is the same thing. So yes, just keep creating quality content and make sure you keep all these tactics in place, like your thumbnail, your titles, getting the right tags, and researching on the web for your competitors, see their tactics, what they are doing, because you will get a good idea, a fair idea as to what they are doing, and how can you give them a good competition in that sphere. Any other questions?
Time up, Taiba.
Okay, thank you so much. That was all from my side. I hope I added some value to you, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Taiba. That was an amazing session. We all learned a number of things from you, and I hope some of us will implement. I hope I can implement and make some interesting thumbnails. Now, before we move on to our next keynote speaker, we are going to have 10 minutes of break / discussion / some fun activity. So first of all, if you want to take a break, empty out, fill in, go ahead and do that. Let's talk among ourselves, and let's do one more thing. We can post our channel links in the comment section. And if anybody have any generic questions about YouTube, things that they want to be covered, please go ahead and post it there. I see we have a few guests now. I can be very naughty at times, and then I can ask people to join in. So if you do not put that, then I'm gonna put a spotlight on you. So, and it seems nobody is interested unless I call them. So let me do that. So let me start off with Juhi. I know Juhi. Hi Juhi, how are you finding the session? And don't tell I called you to join in, but how did you come to know about the session? Juhi, can you hear me? All right. Seems Juhi is not able to unmute. We have Ayush Srivastav. Hi, Ayush. Okay. Is that if people do not like my voice, or let me ask somebody else? Hi, Ankur. How did you find the session, and what is your takeaway?
So I really liked it, and everything in it is new for me. I don't have any channel or any kind of a platform where I publish any kind of content, but yes, I'm thinking of starting one. So all of this, right from the word go, it's a very new territory for me, and everything was so much useful. And I think when like if and when I do start my own channel, I'm thinking of something on the term, on the lines of psychology. So
Nice.
yes, this information would be very handy.
Very nice. I think one of the things that I really like about your thought is that you already know your niche. Some of us, I mean, at least I struggle with what should be my niche. I keep on uploading different sorts of videos. If you know your niche, that is where you can put your focus on. Last in episode 1, we had Parinita who stressed a lot about finding your niche and then making sure that you are working on that and bringing audience relevant to your channel. So all the best, and I hope by third episode you will have your channel ready and will definitely like to see something.
Yes, hope so. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We also have Sumit Nailwal. Hi Sumit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello,
How did
sir.
you know about the session and what did you find, good or bad?
Um, sir, I don't have also channel,
Mm-hmm.
but I used to grab the knowledge about the YouTube. The
Mm-hmm.
Taibadi helped me a lot in
Mm-hmm.
this, and she told me about this channel,
Awesome.
about Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined.
Great, great, great. Yeah. So it's just not about getting all the knowledge.
Yes, sir.
It's also about implementing. So if you
Yeah,
are
I
getting all the
understand.
knowledge,
Yeah.
great, but also implement. Create your
Yes,
channel.
sir. Of course, sir.
You
Yeah.
don't have to call me sir. That is one word I don't really like. Anyways, okay.
Actually, he's my brother's friend. So yeah, Sumit is somebody who really is into personal development, and he's a student right now. But
Awesome.
I'm sure he's learning a lot from here, and one day he's going to start his channel and do something amazing. And same goes for Ankur. He's doing some amazing work, creating
I
some
know.
fabulous panel discussions, and I'm sure I'm going to see some amazing work from his channel.
Great. Awesome. Chuhi, are you able to speak now?
Yes, Haritosh. Yeah. Hi.
Okay, great. So how has your experience been and what did you learn, and you can talk about what you do. I know what you do, but for our audience you can talk about what you do.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I joined a little late, so I'm not sure if I missed what all I missed. But the session, the part of the session I attended was really great, and it was very informative, and a great start for beginners who are planning or even on their journey to start a new channel. And
Mhm.
yes, and talking about my channel, as you already know, I have a food channel on which I create, because I am a foodie and I like to cook. So I create recipes of my own. The channel is, see, what I believe, there are a number of food channels out there. So what my channel, how my channel is different from the others is because I think I focus more over the
Mhm.
healthier side of the food that we eat in our daily life. So that is my
Awesome.
channel all about eating the same food, but at a comfort of your home, and plus which is very healthy. So yes, that is my channel. And yeah, I was very, I would just say that I was very active in the beginning. But yeah, but due to this COVID scenes, I came back to my hometown from where I had set up. But I had to return to my hometown, so I lost all the setup. I could not bring up all my things. So yes, there I lacked the consistency. So obviously I had to stop. But yes, from my key takeaways from the experience that I had is that consistency is the key to rank your channel higher.
True.
And apart from that, uh, just from my experience, what I would say is that the look uh, to the look to in the look on the social media as a viewer when you are
Mhm.
starting out a channel. Look what grabs your attention. So ultimately, that will help you to make sure that your content is grabs attention of your viewers. So that is the key point. If you will keep that in mind, I guess you will already start. You don't need to ask, please, please, please like my channel, please share my channel. They will already do it if they like it very attractive. So yes, that was all from my side. Thank you.
Awesome, Joey. I think you know what you're doing. And Abu, for example, she is the right cook. I am not. I call myself survival cook. She's the one I get inspired every time I see her post. So, and I know you have been quite consistent. I won't say you have been inconsistent. So you know your why, and I think one of the things I would say that if you want to make your videos interesting, just think about, would you watch your own video anytime in the day? And if you can do and still survive, then others can also do that. Now we are coming close towards our...
Correct.
Yeah, thank you, Joey. Now we are coming close towards our second speaker. So we'll have one last comment before we move on to our speaker two. I'm not sure, Amelia, if you are able to talk now. I know you had something.
Hi.
So did you finally decide to create your YouTube channel, or you still thinking?
Yes, Haritosh, it's in the making. And
okay.
And yes, I found a few things really interesting today. So yes, let's continue with this thing right now.
Awesome. So I expect that by end of episode 3, we will have the URL of Amelia's YouTube channel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. That's the spirit.
It's going to be there.
Oh, yes. Okay. So now we are going to and thank you everyone for posting their YouTube channel. And I think that will inspire others who have not yet created their channel to have the links ready by next episode. Now we are going to another exciting session. Our keynote speaker 2 is someone who's my friend. That's not a big thing. But what is more important is he's an entrepreneur who's been in travel industry for 15 plus years, to say at least. He's been quite successful there. And from YouTube's perspective, he created his YouTube channel about 3 months back. But he focused on creating quality content, and he was able to garner 50,000 plus views in just 3 months. Now, just to put things in perspective, my channel is being there for 6 months plus actively, and I've got close to 4,500 views. So just to understand the kind of quality content he is putting, his channel focuses more on how do you speak properly and how do you put right communication skills in perspective. So join me in welcoming our keynote speaker 2, Manvinder Singh. Manvinder, over to you.
Thank you so very much, Haritosh, for the generous introduction. And thank you so very much for providing me an opportunity to come and have my say here. This is an amazing platform indeed. And of course, this is a place where we can get to exchange the wisdom. We can educate people, we can get educated. And that is something which can help us transform from the beginners to successful YouTubers eventually. So yeah, many congratulations for this platform, first of all. And before I move forward and share what exactly I have for you all, first of all, a warm greeting to all the viewers. And many congratulations, Taiba, for such an amazing session that you had. You really made my life easy and difficult both together. Easy because you really set the tone. So it will be easy for me to drive the audience through. And you made the life difficult because you raised the bar many notches higher. So I don't know I'm going to keep up to the same level or not, but I'll try my best. Thank you so much for that, Taiba. So now coming to exactly what I'm going to share, let me just share my screen. So I'll keep on sharing the particular presentation that I have. At the same time, I'll share what exactly I have to say along with that. So I'm going to more focus on the key areas, the technicalities that can help you grow, that can help you be more successful as a YouTuber, although not that successful, but what has really worked for me, I'm just going to share that with you. moment. All right, one moment. Just going to start over. So you're going to learn right from the root to the fruit. That means what are the basics that you need to work upon. So I'm going to talk about the most basic thing possible to the right, to the goal that we all want to achieve. So that's the agenda of this very presentation. So we're going to discuss about all those small things that really make a great difference. So I'm going to just share the secret sauce to success. Now let's talk about the key strategies. What can really help you grow? So about three and a half months back, when I started my YouTube channel Beyond Shiksha, that is largely focused on, this is an education channel and that is largely focused on communication, how you can polish your communication skills. And it has a lot more to come, not only communication, but as of now, it is focusing on communication. So first opportunities to brand myself. Okay, so when I started, I really had a lot of challenges to go through because I only knew YouTube as a viewer. I did not know how things work from the other side of the table. I literally had to go from pillar to post to get my questions answered. Sometimes I got the question answered. Sometimes I could not get the questions answered. And many times I rather get more confused than I was earlier because by the time we did not have Video India Summit. But lucky you are that you have a platform where all your questions can be answered straight away the moment you're going to start or you already have started. So I wasn't that lucky though. So what I've learned with my mistakes, with others' mistakes, with my experience, with others' experience, what I did right for me, what did not work for me, what worked for others. And I also got to rub shoulders with many people, including Haritosh, and with the combined whatever that I've learned and what have worked for me, I'm going to share that all with you today. So let's talk about certain key strategies that can really help you to reach the level where you want to. But before I talk about it, let me ask you a question. That what do you think, or when do you think somebody becomes a successful YouTuber? What are the parameters? How do you determine somebody a successful YouTuber? If I may have some answers, please.
Can I try, Manvinder?
Yeah, please go ahead, Abu.
Manvinder, in my opinion, if I am getting repeated view from the same person, so if somebody comes and visits my channel twice, that decides if my channel is a success. And the other thing is if they share, rather than me sharing, and if they go ahead and they share it, and they, without me asking, if they start writing comments, positive comments or sharing it, then I feel that it is a successful channel.
Super. Yeah. Any more responses? I quite agree with you, Abu. The very first thing is you need to get subscribers. You need to have your viewers, and those two are active viewers who really come back every time you come across with something. That means, yes, they're liking your content. And when they share you, instead of you share, you ask them to share. So they say, you are not a brand when you tell about yourself, that you're a brand. You're a brand when people tell about you to each other. That is when you become a brand. And of course, that's what happens when you really feel you've now made a mark for yourself. Any more answers, any more points, any more inputs?
Yeah, I can say that whenever I post any video and I get a comment that this post was super helpful, I had a few comments where say, this has been super helpful for me. That gives me the impression that now I think I can consider at least successful YouTuber for this particular video, where people themselves are saying, okay, this was really helpful. I learned this much, or I now know this new technique. So that I think is one way I look at it as a successful YouTuber.
Super. So when your viewers, they are our customers, of course, when they acknowledge the efforts that we put, when they really go through it and then they share their feedback, and that really gives something to them to change their lives for any reasons. And that's when you really feel you have really done something, you've given back something to the society. And the very purpose of your YouTube channel is pretty much being implemented. Any other one? Anyone else? Any other point? Something to add if you want to?
When people actually engage to a point wherein they are asking you to make something related to the points that you have already mentioned. Like a viewer asked me that, can you tell me a trick how to read thick books faster? So I made that video for that particular person. So when you start getting that kind of request and demand from the customers.
Absolutely, I can't agree more. This is one very, very important factor, because when your viewers look at you at a problem solver, when they know you are the source they can get their problem solved from, that means yes, now you are making a mark. You're pretty much on a YouTuber, a successful YouTuber in making, and you already have done something great in this journey. Great. Anyone else with something to add? I'm getting some very interesting and good insights and good points to be raised. Anyone else? Okay, so let me just in that case speak on your behalf. In my understanding and in nutshell, of course, it is very important for you to have a huge viewership base, and those should be active. They should be repeating viewers. They keep on repeating your channel to look at what you have really created for them. They ask about what they need. At the same time, when they really appreciate your work, when they watch it full, they appreciate your work. And every time you create a video, you see some new people joining in. That means every time you have got unsubscribed people, you have got unknown people who were not there in the previous video. If new people are joining every time, that means yes, you're still penetrating the market very well. You're still penetrating this particular marketplace that we have as a YouTube very well. That's also important. And of course, how do you get to know when you have got the views? You look at the number of the views that you're getting and how much time people are spending on your YouTube channel. Even that is important. Then comes the another thing, that when you are reaching out to your client successfully, your client, that means your viewers are reaching out to you successfully. And not only that, YouTube is suggesting your videos to the larger audience. Even that is something when you feel, yes, I am making some quality content, because of which YouTube is now suggesting to me or advocating me on my behalf to the larger audience. So these are the things when you really feel that, yes, I am doing the things right. Now, I'm going to focus on how exactly to achieve all these. It's easier said than done. So I'm going to talk about step by step, how exactly can we reach to that level wherein all these things start getting implemented. So very important thing, first of all, is to know your viewers, to know your customers, as they say, to know your viewers here. So there are 4 kinds of viewers or the customers. Number first, somebody who knows what he wants to view, and he or she knows a channel he or she wants to view from. Now this is a little difficult viewer for you to get hold of. Second, somebody who knows the topic he or she wants to view the video of, but is flexible with the channel. Now this is where you can always try to hold them. Third one, somebody who neither knows, who does not know what exactly is he going to watch. He or she is just going to see the channel that he is sure about, and whatever that he or she likes from that channel, that person is going to watch. And the fourth one, who neither is sure about the channel nor the content he or she is going to watch. The person goes, logs in, checks what is there on the home screen, what is in the suggested video, and he or she goes with the flow. So these are the 4 different types of viewers, and you need to see how exactly you need to tap them all, if not all, at least most of them. Now, how do you do that? The very first thing we need to understand, YouTube is more like a superstore, the e-superstore, where the products are there and people are going to buy. And instead of paying money, they are using the currency that is time. So every second that they spend is same as the money that they spend in the superstore. So you need to make sure every second of theirs is counted well. Now, here comes certain hacks, certain areas of expertise that you need to focus on. Number one, think about it. When you go on YouTube and you want to search something, how do you find it? You simply go to the search bar and type something in, and YouTube gives you the result as per what you type, isn't it? So first of all, you need to understand that what customer is asking, what your viewer is asking, your video should have something complementing to it. So YouTube understands your video complements to what is being asked for, and it shows it there. Because no matter, they say content is king. Undoubtedly, I don't disagree with that. It is very important for you to have a very compelling thumbnail, because that's your packaging that really makes you stand out. But unless somebody gets to see your thumbnail, unless somebody gets to see your content, how would they watch it? So most important thing is you need to be found. Very, very important thing is to be found. So I'll tell you how exactly can you be found. That's one thing we're going to discuss about. Second thing is how exactly you get advocated by YouTube. That is again very, very important thing to be focused on. So we'll talk about this as well in this particular session. So be advocated means be advocated by YouTube and be advocated by your viewers at the same time. So create viewers who further create more viewers for you. That is equally important. Then I'll talk about 7 C's to C's. That means 7 certain key strategies that you need to focus at so that you can really reach where we want to reach. So very first thing in that list is to create a compelling and concise content. When I say compelling, that means it should be something that your viewer really needs. You need to understand, is it really solving a problem? Is it really the need of the hour? Is it something which the viewer really requires? If yes, then only create a content on that. Do not just pick any content. That's very important. Second thing is it needs to be concise, because remember, people are paying in the currency which is time. So nobody wants to really, invest too much of a time to experiment. So your videos have to be between 2 to 5 minutes long in case you're in a very starting level. Once you get matured, once you see that yes, you're getting good views from your clients, you're seeing your subscribers liking your stuff, then slowly and gradually you can go for the longer duration. Of course, it also varies from the topic that you choose. But I strongly believe that in the beginning, if you try to have 15-20 minutes video, it is not going to be very successful for the new subscribers who do not know what are you there to produce. Unless you're making something absolutely unique, which has absolutely no alternatives available. Second thing is consistency. It's very important. When I started my channel, I started with 5 videos on the very first day. Then I again uploaded after a week. Then I took a gap of 15 days, again a week. Then at one stage, I took about 30 plus days. And even Haritosh asked me, what happened? There's no such video from you. And then I got a comment as well, rather a couple of comments, that we want you to be more frequent with your videos, we like it. So that day I understood that we need to be more consistent, because and we need to make sure we do every commitment we need to meet. So they say when commitment meets consistency, trust is formed. And trust me, trust is a treasure that takes you to the top. So we really need to make sure we are consistent. So I have a kind of program wherein I have named it as Friday Feast. So every Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning, my video releases rain or shine, come what may. So my subscribers know that there is something for them at 7 o'clock. Third thing is cultivate creativity. You need to really do something different. You do not have to do that everybody does, so that you stand out. Fourth is connect and consult your customers or your viewers. You need to really connect with them. That means you need to keep them engaged by asking questions. You need to keep on sharing something that is of their interest, and consult. That means ask them if they like your video. Ask them what is the topic they want you to cover next. That's going to be very important. They will feel valued, they will feel involved, and they will feel their viewership really counts to you. That is very, very important. Other thing is communicate in customers' language. Let's say, first of all, understand who your target audience is. Do not use a language which sounds very fancy, but they don't understand. So you need to use a language that they understand, so that they have a better viewership of yours. This is something which is very important for you to, work upon. Another thing is constitute credibility. So whatever that you say you're going to deliver, we need to make sure we deliver the same. Avoid clickbaits, because it may give you views at first go, but then of course at later run, people would not have any kind of a trust in you. So say what you're going to deliver, otherwise do not just fake around. And the last thing is confluence to influence. When I say confluence to influence, I mean collaborate. You can always go and partner with somebody, another YouTuber, and try to see if two of you come together and really make a difference. But when you choose a partner to collaborate with, if you're a cheese, don't find the chalk. If you're cheese, find the pizza, because many people like pizza with the extra cheese. So try to have that kind of a combination that really works. Now, do I really have time to go next? I have got my YouTube channel's analytics to show.
Yes,
Hitosh?
you do.
Okay.
Yep, you
Very much.
certainly do. Yeah.
So I'm just going
We
to
have just
share,
20 minutes.
yeah, what exactly has worked for my channel. One moment, I'm just going to share that with you. So is my screen visible to all? Wherein I've got this YouTube studio right on the screen. Okay, wonderful. So this is my channel. And one thing I always make sure that instead of the moment I come up with a video, like Haritosh also covered it, Taiba also answered, that do not straight away keep on sharing your videos to various social media platforms like Facebook, Messenger, or WhatsApp, or LinkedIn, Instagram, so on and so forth. Because then YouTube assumes that you have got the designed audience, number one. And YouTube only wants you to have major traffic of its own viewers, because that's what it is more focused on. The moment you have the design, so-called, maybe it's not, but they find it a designed audience, they are not going to, YouTube is not going to promote you up. So that's very important, at least for first 7 to 10 days, or first at least 5 to 6 days, try not to share your videos that is on Messenger or WhatsApp or any such platforms. It really hampers the ranking big time. Second thing is, like Taiba said, it's very important for you to have the right title. There's a myth, many people really waste a lot of time on tags. Tags are important, but that's perhaps on the last thing you need to pay attention at. First thing you need to make sure is that you put the right title on your videos, because these are the titles through which you'll be searched. The be found thing, that is going to be solved with this. So you need to have the right title. Second thing, which is a gold, is your description. Many people do not understand the value what description has to offer. So first 300 to 500 words are real gold. Make every letter count. Now, how would we do that? I'll also come to it. And do not put too many hashtags, like I have also mentioned. Do not try to have more than 3 to 4 hashtags. Otherwise, it is not going to be entertained by YouTube for sure. And eventually, they may also suspend your channel. Yes, it does happen. So, and at the time of monetization, which is a long story later on, but even that can hamper that as well. So we need to make sure we are not going to put a lot of hashtags there. Put the hashtags in the text option. Now, many of you may have a question that how exactly to find that particular tag. So the first thing you need to do, let's say I make a video on pronunciations. Like this is one of the things in communication. So once I go to YouTube search, I just put pronunciations and see what are the searches that people are actually making, because YouTube prompts it, the search is related to it. So I take first 2 or 3 of it and make a note of it. Then I think a layman would ask what else for the pronunciation. I would write how to pronounce or something of that sort. I'll take top 3. Again, I make a note of it. Then the particular word I'm sharing the pronunciation of, I'll type that word and see what people write next to it to find the pronunciation. I make a note of that as well. Now, next thing, I go to Google. I do the similar thing in Google. So top 3 things I take from there. I scroll down a bit more. Then people also saw, that is one column in the middle. where you have the related options that people put, the related sentences to find the similar content. Take the top 3 or 4 from there as well. Now move down to bottom. Then they have related searches. Take top 3 or 4 from there as well. Now you've got about 20, 30 or maybe 15 such searches. And now find what is the most common in all the platforms. The 4 things that we checked at. Something that is most common, 1 or 2, put that in your title. Now you're writing the title in the customer's language, in the viewer's language. So what they want to ask, you already have it. When it complements, YouTube picks it up. So one thing is this is how you need to choose your title. Number 2, 2 titles you need to make this way, and 1 title has to be a little unique. That will help you stand out from the rest of the competition. And your title length should not be more than 90 characters. It should be between 80 to 90. Do not try to make every letter like 100 letters, not recommended. That's another important thing. Now, whatever you're left with, the other searches, use that in your description. Now, how you use it? The first 500 words, tell something about your video, make a paragraph like you write an essay, and try to use those searches in that story. So even somebody finds it, YouTube also searches in the description, and if they find it, they pull it up. So what you have not put in the title, you covered it in your description. And then talk about the other videos, put their link, say something about those videos, put the right, the focus area, the titles of that is in the story. That's how you can, and then yes, one more thing, you need to also share your email ID in case you want to get connected with the viewer, or maybe your social media handles in case somebody wants to reach out to you for anything. That is, again, you can put into description. If you've taken some pictures from somewhere you need to give credit to, also put that into description box. It's always a good thing to do. Now, if you look at my channel, I'll just show you the analytics. That's most important thing. I am largely focused on retention time. It is retention time that really makes you or breaks you. When I say retention time, I guess somebody asked a question as well, that how exactly can you have a good retention and people really hook up to your channel or to your video? First thing is, of course, you need to have a quality content. There's no shortcut to it. Number 2 is, you should know in the first 10 seconds, you should tell your audience what is there in it for them. They should know why they have to stay till the end. Third is, try to at least make it interesting in the beginning, because you need to hook them up in first 5 to 10 seconds. Fourth is, keep on telling them that what you have at the end and why they should watch till the end. You need to tell them this is the main course which is important for you to have your hunger satisfied, but then you have a dessert. You have a dessert after the dinner, and do not serve the dessert before the dinner. That is also going to kill your retention time. That's very, very important. And in the middle, again, keep on telling them that yes, once we've done it, we have got something very interesting coming in. Keep on building the curiosity so that people continue till the end. So you have a larger retention time. And do not try to unnecessarily stretch your video by putting a lot of information which is not required. Otherwise, people would not really do it the next time. Now here comes my retention time. If you look at my videos, the first one, which is 30 seconds video, I got 21,332 views in just 2 days. It has got 41.4%. As you look, that was the retention time. I know it's a small video. The biggest challenge is when you have a longer video, and would people really stick to it? That's the question. So let me show you. By the way, if I just move down, 41, 48.9, 53.8. These are smaller videos. Let's talk about the bigger ones. 60.4 on 8 minutes video, 7 minutes video, got 60.4% retention, 72.6% retention. I've got 61% retention. And let me just move forward. If you look at the chart, the average retention time of my channel is 65.4%. So if somebody comes to my channel, 65% of my content is watched by them. And last 10% is more about ending, end of screen, etc., etc. So the major part of my content is being watched. That means people are liking the content that I'm producing for them. So that is a very important factor to have a look at. Now look at it. I've got a video which is about 18 minutes long. I'll just show you. One moment. I hope we are not running short of time. Are we?
We have
are we running
about
short
5
of
minutes.
Oh, I do have 5 minutes, right? Okay, one moment. Yeah, this is my video, which is about 18 minutes long. And I have got the average view time of 13 minutes and 15 seconds. That is 72.8% is the retention time in about 18 minutes video. I'll just try to open this first to show you. And how does it work? When you have good retention, you get, when YouTube start suggesting you to various videos. I'll show you how does it work. One moment. If I show you the traffic source, see, my playlists have got me about 48.5% of watch time with the average view duration 16 minutes 35 seconds on 18 minutes video. Browse features have got me 28.4% of my traffic. YouTube search 2.9, channel pages 2.1, playlist page 1.1, suggested videos 1.9, external is 0.3%. That means WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, LinkedIn, 0.3% is what my traffic is. Still I've got about, I think, this is last 28 days. Let me show you the lifetime. That is much more. One moment. I think. Yeah, since uploaded. So now here if you look, 594 views I've got, out of which the average duration for lifetime is 10.51 minutes of 18 minutes video. My click-through rate, that means every time the video is shown, about 7.1% of the times people click to watch. 3,993 times my video was shown. That means YouTube is really working hard to show my video as well. And let's talk about the traffic that is external. That is about 1.4%. Only 39 views I've got from the external shares. Maybe somebody might have shared, I did not even share that. But rest, and one more thing which is very important, why I always say and advocate, do not try to straight away share your videos to anyone and everyone. If you look at the average duration, 16 minutes, 9 minutes, 15 minutes. But if you look down to external, it is 2 minutes and 7 seconds. That is my average duration of 18 minutes video. It has really hampered, even with a very little portion, it has hampered my retention time. It really has spoiled the average that I had. This is how it is really killing your performance early on YouTube platform. So that is the reason you need to be very careful before you just go ahead and keep on sharing your videos to any and every external platform. Now let me also show you, this is how title and everything works. This video was published on 26th of July. I'll just quickly go to incognito window. One moment. Is it visible to you, the incognito?
No.
One moment. Is it now visible? I just shared. So this
now
is,
it's visible.
Yeah. So this is one place wherein, if you look, I have not signed in, and this is an incognito. There's no cookies, nothing saved. If I just put what is Honorifex, that's my, because on, and if I hit enter, my video is right on the top. If I just type, because the topic is Honorifex, if I just simply type Honorifex, the first thing that YouTube suggests is Honorifex in English. I hit enter, I'm ranking on number 1. If I put just Honorifex, forget about English. Now I'm on the ranking number 2. Somebody, a Japanese, has got a first rank. And if I do not even use S, right, honorific, again, I've got about 3rd position. So everything that you put as a keyword, I am in top first, I'm top 3. So that's how I'm being suggested. I am ranked, and that's why people are watching my videos organically. That's very, very important for your videos. One more video I would like to show the analytics of, and then we'll wrap it up. One moment. Let me just go back to my channel and share the screen with you as well.
Time's up.
Oh, is it up? Okay. So I think in that case, I'll wrap it up and rather ask questions if you have any. So have your questions asked. I would love to answer them all if time does permit.
Maninder, there's one thing that I've noticed is generally whenever we have a thumbnail, we always go with our picture. I see that you don't have your picture generally when it comes to thumbnail.
Yep.
What do you think? Has it worked in your favor, or did you try it? Is it as per analytics, or what is the reason behind it?
To be honest, I started with putting my pictures on it, and it really worked for me. I think it really did, because at least people who knew me, I mean, when I was sharing it to various platforms, they knew, okay, fine, it is me who was going to deliver something. So there was some kind of a credibility, and they of course watched it. But then at times I thought, let's try to make something very compelling. So something that is really making people curious, what exactly is in it? So that's the time when I try not to have my pictures, but I've got a mix. At times I put my picture there. At times I just try to put some image which really makes people to think, what exactly is there? What is there? I just really have to find out. So that's where I choose not to have my pictures in thumbnails, yeah. So both have worked for me in different cases, yeah.
And this is going to be the last question because we're running out of time. So go ahead.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, the question is that you mentioned that you, along with the title, you enter some kind of searches in description box. So can you explain that again? I did not get that properly, that you explained that, like you search, keywords from Google and YouTube, and after that you put certain questions in the search in the description box as well. Can you explain that once again?
Sure. So because we cannot put everything in the title, a title has got about 100 characters as a limit set. And even that, like I said, you need not to have more than 90 characters. Ideally, it's not a thumb rule, but that's what is encouraged. So whatever that you have, the other searches that you could not really put into title, now you need to write something about your video, something that you really want to bring on the table through that video in first 300 to 500 characters, and use those searches as a paragraph. Like you write an essay about something, so try to use very smartly those things that you found in searches. So that way, the moment somebody tries to put that particular keyword, the moment it matches to your description, again you'll be pulled off. And choose your location as none, so that your taglines can go up. And if possible, if you're trying to make a video in a different language, try to have subtitles as well. Even that really works.
Thank you so much, Maninder. That was super helpful.
Any specific reason, like I have put my location as Haldwani, can you quickly explain that why having location none, it benefits more?
When you have the location, you do not see the hashtags being there. But the moment you put the location as none, hashtags come and take the same place where your location is placed, number one. Number two, that is when you tell yourself that you're not putting yourself into a boundary. You're open to all the audiences globally. That's also important. That's the reason you should put none there. So these two are the reasons.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Can we have Earth as our location?
Sorry?
Sorry?
Earth as our location.
I think if you put any location as such, Abu, the only thing which is going to be as disadvantages, your hashtags, which would rather come there, they would be replaced by Earth. So that's something which is not required. I believe you should rather make the most of the hashtags that you put in. Yeah.
That's a very valid input. Thank you so much, Maninder.
Yeah. My pleasure.
Thank you so much. I hope there are no more questions now because we are running out of time. And
I'm so sorry for eating up so much time. I had a lot to deliver, but then I thought,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. You have a lot, and we really want to listen more and more from you. But we need to go by the rules. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah. So thank you so much. I love the fact that you have those 7 C's to C's, and the commitment and consistency leads to trust being formed, constitute credibility, and confluence to influence. Amazing session. Thank you so much. I've got small thing for both you and Taiba. So we want to present a certificate of appreciation to first Taiba Mahmood for her special session on setting YouTube logo, image, connecting profile and video creation. And next, we also want to acknowledge Manvinder Singh for her session on how do you promote your content and grow your channel. Thank you so much, both of you. That was an amazing session. So people, we have the link of the feedback in the chat, and we would love to have your feedback, especially on what are the kind of topic that you want to listen. What do you think worked well? What could have been much better? Please don't write the host was bad.
Yeah. One more thing I just want to add before we wrap up, that since we have all heard about how does it work, what are the best practices, what are not the best practices, the best muhurat to start your channel if you're not started is right now. Go and show the world that you have got something to show. So show the world your show. That's very important.
Yeah. The best time is now. So after this session, after this session, not exactly now, but go and create your channel. Thank you so much, everyone who joined us. This was indeed an enlightening experience to know more about being creative and also how do you strategize and improve your content discovery. I hope you will also join the episode 3 of Indian Video Summit. We are now going to stop recording and
thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Amelia. So we're going to be here for a few more minutes. If anybody have any question that they want to be answered off.